It is so easy to make 10K a month. And in today's video, I'm going to show you guys how, by using the specific business model, that you guys can make 10K a month, which will literally change your life. So bear in mind, this video is life changing. You need to make sure you watch this video to the very end, because honestly, the knowledge, the value I'm going to be dropping in this video will probably be enough for you guys to quit your 9 to 5 job and make 10K a month. Now, just before I get in the video, so you guys can understand why I'm authorized to talk about this, my name is Alim and I left the UK over 12 months ago, where I used to work several 9 to 5 jobs. Now, I've worked in Argos, I've worked in duty free, I've worked in Sky, I've worked several places, right? Used to do a 9 to 5 job where I used to wake up in the morning, used to hate going to work, getting dressed, driving to work, getting there, working 12 hours, coming home, feeling really exhausted, and then getting paid, what, $2,000, $3,000 a month. Until I got to a point where I really had enough. I took the biggest risk of my life. I quit my 9 to 5 job. I moved to Dubai, and I moved with no savings, a little bit of online income, but it wasn't enough to survive on. Fast forward, over 12 months later, I now make 6 figures a year on my online coaching business. So honestly, guys, it's extremely easy to make money online. Like, a lot of you guys don't understand that money is very, very easy to make, right? Now, I'm not talking from an arrogant point of view. I'm not even talking from a high horse. I've worked 9 to 5 jobs, so I know the mentality of a lot of you guys, right? You're working a 9 to 5 job, so you think you need to work 40 hours a week to make $2,500, $3,000. Trust me, this is not the case. And I'm going to literally give you guys such a good method to making some serious money and actually changing your lives. Because I know what it's like, right? When I used to work a 9 to 5 job, I knew what it was like. I used to see people younger than me traveling around different countries, making money online. You know, some of them were like 20, 21, 22. And I used to think to myself, how are these guys doing it? Like, why am I not able to do it and these guys are able to do it? Obviously, I'm going to go through some lessons that I've learned and how you can actually scale 10K a month. Now, firstly, to make 10K a month, let's break it down, right? So if you are going to have a service-based business, to make 10K, right? Let's say you charge 1K, right? So to make 10K, you need to have 10 clients. Okay? So to make 10K, if you're charging 1 grand, you need 10 clients, right? Simple maths. Now, let's say you're charging 2K. Well, in that case, you only need 5 clients. Okay? So to make 10K, if you charge 2K, you need 5 clients. Now, the reason I'm breaking it down so it makes a lot more sense to you. Now, if we look at 5K, right? To charge 5K, you only need 2 clients. Right? So if you charge 5K, you only need 2 clients a month to make 10K. Now, the other one is if you charge 10K, you only need 1 client. Right? So which one out of these 4 makes the most sense to you, right? Like, which one out of these 4 is the easiest to do? So let's break it down. 1K, if you charge 1K, you need 10 clients, right? Now, I'm not saying 10 clients is hard to get, but the amount of work that you're going to do just by charging 1K and getting 10 clients, in my opinion, it's not worth it. 2K, yes, 2K isn't a bad starting point for a lot of people. And if you charge 2K, you only need 5 clients, which is quite easy to do as well. Charging 5K and getting 2 clients, best option in my opinion. 10K for 1 client. Now, you can charge 10K if you've got a specialized skill or a skill that makes sense. But in my opinion, looking at all of these, the best one would be charging 5K for 2 clients. Okay? So now you guys are probably asking, right, what am I actually going to sell? Because it's easy charging 5K, but what am I actually going to sell? So this is where it's sort of my expertise, right? So I basically help people start their own coaching programs. Now, a coaching program is teaching people a certain knowledge or skill. So for example, there's a woman here teaching people how to knit. She makes under 20 grand a month. There's someone teaching people how to stop drinking alcohol. He makes around 80 grand a month. And I currently help people set up their own coaching program. So if that is something that you're interested in and you want some more help with this, or you can either DM me on Instagram, or you can click the link in the description below and book in a call with me. And what we'll do is we'll jump on a call so I can see exactly how I can help you. So what can you guys sell, right? So firstly, you need to identify a skill, okay? Or a niche that you're good at. Now, find something that you're good at. It doesn't necessarily have to be something crazy, right? As I said, there's someone teaching people how to knit, right? Which is not a high value skill, but she's still making under 20 grand a month. So find something that you're good at. Some people are good at photography. Some people are good at video editing. Some people are good at various different skills, right? Find a skill that you're good at. So the main thing is find a skill that you're good at and identify a niche, okay? Once you've done that, you then need to work on pricing. Now, as I said earlier, the pricing has to be high ticket. So we discussed the different pricing tiers, right? We had 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, or 10,000. Now, of course, it depends on your skill. It depends on your niche, but try and do something between 2,000 and 5,000. That's sort of the ideal sweet spot. Again, when it comes to pricing, this is something I actually help in depth in my coaching program, where I help basically give you the exact pricing that you need to do. But if you're trying to do things by yourself, then yeah, pricing, it needs to be between $2,000 to $5,000, especially if you're starting out. But again, it depends on your skill and it depends on your niche. Once you've got pricing out of the way, the next thing that you need to do is your deliverables, right? So what are deliverables? So essentially, how you're going to provide the value. Now, there are many ways. Some people do it through a course, which I would not recommend, okay? If you're doing a coaching program, there's no point in doing a course. Unless you have one-to-one coaching with a course, that's fine. But what I'm talking about here mainly is one-to-one coaching. So what you want to do is jump on a call with these guys every week or every other week or anytime in a month and basically work with them, okay? For an hour or 30 minutes to 45 minutes, whatever works best for yourself. So I'll give you an example, right? You can do 1 hour a week for 3 months, okay? So you can do 1 hour a week for 3 months, where you jump on a call with them for 1 hour every week for 3 months. That's just one example. Again, it depends on your niche, it depends on your skill. You need to find out exactly how long it takes you to teach that skill, how long it takes you to get that information across, how long it takes them to get results, you know, all of that kind of stuff. Again, you're not going to get it perfect the first time round. The first time round, you're going to be learning a lot, you're going to be identifying a lot of different things. But yeah, you need to find out your deliverables and how you're going to do that. So once you've identified all of that, right? The next thing that you need to worry about is how you're actually going to get clients, okay? To get clients, there are many, many ways, right? There are outreach methods. So you can do outreach. And that's either through Facebook or Instagram. So you could do outreach through Facebook or Instagram. So one of the good ways that you guys can do it is you can use Facebook groups. So again, depending on your problem, depending on your niche, you can go into specialized Facebook groups and you can get people from there. Or alternatively, Instagram, which is one of the best platforms to use, you can do outreach on there as well, right? The other thing that you can do is ads. Now, ads requires money, of course, so you need to spend money. So you can do Meta ads, or you can also do Google ads. So you can do Meta ads, you can do Google ads. Again, it depends on your preference. Now, these things are good, right? Don't get me wrong. These things you should be doing alongside the main method, which I'm about to tell you. So, albeit these are great, right? But the best method in regards to getting clients, into making some serious money with your business, is by doing organic, okay? Organic traffic is by far the best way for you to make some serious money, okay? Now, this ties in with building your personal brand, which is very, very important. So when it comes to organic, how do you make money by doing organic stuff, right? So, for example, the best way is by creating YouTube videos, okay? YouTube videos are by far the best way for you guys to get clients, okay? Now, the reason YouTube works so well is because first, it's long form content, okay? So long form content works really, really well. It's because people can watch you just like you're watching me right now. It builds trust. You're able to provide value. So it just works really, really well. And people can literally just watch you and sort of build this connection with you. So YouTube videos by far one of the best ways to get clients. The other way you can do is Instagram as well. So the way you can do Instagram is by repurposing short clips. So you can either do that by repurposing short versions of your YouTube videos, or alternatively, you can make specific videos for Instagram. And these things work really, really well, like honestly, really well. So what you need to do, right, once you're creating content for both of these things, you need to create a landing page, okay? Now, a landing page, let's try that. So a landing page is something like a Calendly page, or you can have a full-on landing page with a VSL on there and a book a call option on there as well. So it depends how you do it. It depends on your niche, depends on multiple factors, right? But if we start with the basics, and even if you just have like a simple Calendly page, that's very, very important, because this is where they can book in a call with you. So the whole idea is getting people from YouTube and Instagram to go onto your landing page and book in a call with you, okay? So once they book in a call with you, what that will do is go into essentially what we call a sales call, okay? So this is where you have a potential client that wants to join your program. And this is where you kind of got to sell it to them, okay? Now, what you need to do in the beginning, right? So let me just erase this. So what you need to do in the beginning is ask loads of questions, okay? Ask loads and loads of questions. What you're trying to do from these questions is qualify the customer or client, whatever you want to call it, right? The whole point of asking these questions is so you can qualify them. Now, what do I mean by qualifying them? Well, you want to make sure that they're fit for your program, okay? Because you don't want to just sign anyone. And trust me, it's not a good look for you either, right? Put money aside for a second. You don't want to just sign anyone. I'll give you some reasons why. One, you're not going to be able to help them. They're going to be difficult clients for you. And as soon as they don't see results, they're going to leave negative reviews about you. Now, you don't want that, okay? So what you want to do is actually get people that are qualified customers, okay? So when you ask questions in the beginning, you're going to ask questions about the situation, where they are currently in their life, what they're doing. You know, just ask questions based around your niche as well, so you can just find out exactly if this person qualifies to be a client. Now, if they do qualify, the next stage will be to go through a presentation. And then what you need to do is go through a presentation talking about yourself, talking about your program, and exactly how you can help them. And then once you go through the presentation, they'll probably ask you a few questions. You might need to do a bit of objection handling as well. And then after that, if they're happy to join the program, they'll say, yeah, I want to join your program. What you then do is send them a payment link. They'll then pay you. And let's say you make $5,000. You then need to deliver that value to that client, which could be over 3 months, as we said earlier. And you provide 1 hour of your time a week. Now, if we say this was $5,000, right? So if this is $5,000 and you're charging for 1 hour a week for 3 months, that's essentially 12 hours of your time and you're making $5,000. Think about that for a second. To make $5,000 for only 12 hours of your time is amazing, right? Now, this is just a starting point, because if you start getting more and more results, if you start improving your program, getting more testimonials, making everything better, well, you can charge a lot more. You can start charging 10,000, 15,000, 20,000. And again, you can make your deliverables a little bit lower as well. So you can start systemizing your things as well. So guys, think about this for a second, right? To make 10,000 a month is so easy, because you've got to understand, right? If we charge $5,000 as an example, right? You only need 2 clients a month. If you were to somehow hit 10 clients, 20 clients, you're going to make some considerable life-changing money. 20 clients in a month would be $100,000, right? $100,000 to a lot of people would make a massive change in their life. So this is why I say it's so easy to make 10K a month. Very, very easy. The only reason why you guys don't make 10K a month is because you don't know about things like this, right? This is why knowledge is so important. This is why investing in yourself is so important. Because yes, I've gone through how it works with starting your own coaching program, but there's so many more things that you guys just don't know about, right? And this is where my coaching program comes in, because I help you guys set up a business just like this. And honestly, I can scale any beginner to 10K a month within 3 months of working with me. So again, if you are interested in that, you can either DM me on Instagram if you have any questions, or alternatively, the best case scenario would just be to book in a call with me. So if you want to do that, you can click the link in the description below. But honestly, guys, to make 10K a month is extremely easy. I've broken it down for you guys. Now, all you guys have to do is start taking action.